All right, today we're diving into a story from the crypto world that honestly, it sounds like it was written for a movie. We've got a massive multi-million-dollar heist, total market chaos, and a twist of digital karma that is just, you couldn't make this stuff up.
Just take a second and read that again. The person who pulled off this brilliant, complex hack and made off with millions got tricked themselves and lost an even bigger fortune. It's like a master bank robber getting his pocket picked on the way out of the vault. It's just perfect.
So that's the big question, right? How in the world does this happen? To really understand this unbelievable turn of events, we gotta rewind. We have to go back to the beginning to see how the very first domino fell.
Okay, so let's set the stage. It all starts with the original crime, a really sophisticated breach that got through what was supposed to be a top-tier defense.
So on September 22nd, all the alarms start going off. UXLINK comes out and confirms a breach. At the exact same time, you've got security firms like Cyber's alerts flagging these huge, suspicious outflows of cash. And we're not talking small amounts. It's millions in stablecoins, wrapped Bitcoin, Ether, just pouring out.
Now, what they targeted is super important here. The hacker didn't just guess a password. No, they compromised a multi-signature wallet. Think of that like a digital bank vault that needs multiple separate keys to open it at the same time. It's a system literally designed to prevent exactly this kind of single-person attack. And that's what makes what happened next so wild.
So how do they do it? Well, to put it simply, the attacker found a loophole using something called a delegateCall. It's a piece of code that lets one contract kind of borrow the power of another. It was like they found a backdoor, walked in, impersonated the vault manager, fired the real manager, and then just promoted themselves to have full control. And once they had all the keys, the vault was theirs.
UXLINK themselves had to come out and confirm everyone's worst fears. The breach was real, the money was gone. But you know what? For this attacker, stealing that initial pot of gold, that was just step one. Their next move was about to cause so much more damage.
Yeah, see, this hacker wasn't just happy with the cash in the vault. Nope. Their next play was to unleash absolute chaos on the market, all for their own profit.
$11.3 million. That was just the opening shot. A huge loss for any project, for sure. But what the hacker did next wasn't just theft. It was sabotage on an insane scale.
They literally gave themselves the power to print money. The attackers started minting billions of new, fake UXLINK tokens, just creating them out of thin air. This is the crypto version of a counterfeiter getting the keys to the US Mint. It just floods the market and makes all the real currency worthless.
And they didn't wait around. They started cashing out immediately. The security firm LookOnChain tracked them dumping these freshly minted tokens all over the open market, turning them into over $28 million worth of Ethereum. They were engineering a market collapse and profiting from it in real time.
And the impact on everyday holders? Absolutely devastating. With billions of these counterfeit tokens suddenly for sale, the price of the real UXLINK token just fell off a cliff. It lost almost 3/4 of its value in one day.
I mean, you can see the carnage right here. A token that was trading at 50 cents was, in the blink of an eye, worth just 13 cents. For every normal person in the community, this was a total wipeout. The hacker didn't just steal from the project, they vaporized the value held by thousands of people.
So, let's just recap. We have a super smart attacker now sitting on tens of millions in stolen crypto who just pulled off a nearly flawless crime. They're on top of the world, and that is exactly when the story takes its most incredible twist.
The security firm's scam sniffer was the first to spot it. The hacker's wallet, the one holding all the stolen money, made a fatal error. They got suckered into signing something called a malicious increase allowance approval. To put it simply, they fell for a phishing scam.
So here's how this works. A malicious approval is basically digital pickpocketing. You think you're signing one thing, right? Maybe interacting with a new tool or claiming an airdrop. But what you're actually doing is signing a permission slip that says, "Hey, Mr. Scammer, you have my permission to take all of my tokens out of my wallet whenever you feel like it." It all hinges on one single moment of carelessness. And the irony here is just chef's kiss. It's perfect. The first hack was this complex, high-tech assault on a fortified system. The second one? It was a simple trick that preyed on human error. The master coder was taken down by a moment of greed or just not paying attention, falling for one of the oldest and simplest scams in the crypto book.
So, while everyone online is just marveling at this beautiful dose of karma, the UXLINK team is in full-blown crisis mode. They are scrambling to stop the bleeding and claw back whatever they can.
Their response had to be instant. They're on the phone with huge exchanges like Binance, trying to get these stolen assets frozen before they disappear forever. At the same time, they're bringing in security experts to plug the hole, and they start planning this massive project to move their entire community over to a brand new, secure token. It's an all-hands-on-deck emergency.
And believe it or not, their efforts started to pay off. As they announced here, they actually managed to freeze a big chunk of those initially stolen funds.
It was a small victory in the middle of a huge crisis, but it proved that a fast, coordinated response can actually make a difference.
This whole crazy saga leaves us with this one fascinating question. We see these attackers using incredibly smart, sophisticated methods to break through digital walls. But at the end of the day, a genius who stole almost $50 million lost it all because they clicked the wrong thing. It really makes you wonder if no matter how advanced our security gets, the biggest vulnerability will always be us.